All right, so get this. We're diving deep into MrBeast today, but like not just the crazy stunts and giveaways you see online.
Right.
We're going deeper into like the mind of Jimmy Donaldson himself, thanks to like this super candid interview he did recently.
Yeah.
It's summarized in this article we'll be looking at, and let me tell you, it gets real.
What's so fascinating here is that MrBeast is at the pinnacle of YouTube success.
Right.
Millions of subscribers, he's giving away fortunes, living a life most people only dream of.
I know, it's crazy.
Yet in this interview, he drops a truth bomb. He says, "You don't want to be me."
Wait, seriously, he actually said that?
He did.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's like that saying, be careful what you wish for, taken to the extreme.
Right.
We see the fun, the philanthropy, but what is going on behind the scenes?
Exactly.
He states pretty plainly, I'm more unhappy than happy.
Wow.
So this really challenges the whole fame equals happiness equation.
Totally.
Which, let's face it, is a narrative we're all bombarded with constantly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, but hold on. We see him pulling off these insane stunts, like recreating Squid Game in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes serious work, right?
Absolutely.
So maybe it's not all sunshine and roses.
Exactly. It's easy to forget there's a massive business behind MrBeast.
Right.
We're talking intricate planning, huge teams, logistics, on a scale most of us can't even imagine.
I can't even fathom it.
This isn't just some guy messing around with a camera.
So even with all the success and money, there's this other side to it.
Yeah.
This pressure, the constant grind.
It's a grind.
What did that even look like day to day for someone like him?
I mean, think about the Squid Game recreation, for example.
Okay.
That involved building elaborate sets, recruiting hundreds of participants, managing safety, filming, editing.
Oh, I guess.
It's a logistical nightmare, even with a huge team and resources.
Wow. I never thought about it like that. And on top of all that, he's got this constant pressure to keep growing his audience, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coming up with new ideas, bigger stunts, more giveaways.
Always upping the ante.
It's got to be exhausting.
That brings us to the concept of the hedonic treadmill.
Okay, what?
The hedonic treadmill,
Okay.
which basically says no matter how much you achieve, you always want more.
Oh, I see.
You're running, but never really getting anywhere in terms of lasting satisfaction.
So even someone like MrBeast at the top of the YouTube game can get caught in that trap.
Absolutely.
It's like the pursuit of success becomes an addiction in itself.
It absolutely can. The pressure to maintain that position, to keep pushing boundaries, is relentless.
Yeah.
And it's not unique to YouTubers either.
Right.
How many of us are chasing that next promotion, bigger house, fancier car, always thinking, then I'll be happy?
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I've been there.
Right.
But here's the thing that blows my mind. MrBeast is known for his incredible generosity.
Yes.
Giving away millions, cleaning up oceans, saving lives.
A huge philanthropist.
If good deeds can't bring happiness, what can?
Here's where it gets really interesting. Despite all the positive impact, he still faces hate and backlash online.
Are you serious?
The interview actually dives into this.
Really?
Even selfless acts can be twisted and criticized, especially in the brutal world of the internet.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
People hate on him for giving money away.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's like no matter what you do, someone's always got something negative to say.
It's a stark reminder that public scrutiny is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Everything gets magnified, the good and the bad.
For sure.
And for someone like MrBeast, who's built his entire career on being in the public eye, that scrutiny can be incredibly intense.
So here we have this guy who's achieved crazy success. He's giving back to the world in these amazing ways.
Right.
And yet he's saying he's unhappy.
Yeah.
If I were in his shoes, I'd be tempted to just walk away from it all.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Totally.
And the interview actually addresses this directly.
Does it?
One major factor is fear, the fear of losing everything he's built.
Oh, yeah.
When you've dedicated your life to something so massive, the thought of walking away can be paralyzing.
I can totally see that. It's like you've climbed Mount Everest, you're at the top of the world, and then you're faced with the decision of how to get back down.
Right.
One wrong step, and it could all come crashing down.
Exactly. But it's not just about the fear of personal loss.
Okay.
There's also the responsibility he feels to provide for the people he employs, his loved ones, and to continue helping others through his platform.
Right.
He's built this massive network of people who depend on him in various ways.
Because like his success isn't just about him anymore, it's impacting so many other lives.
Exactly.
That's going to be a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. And then there's the potential impact he still believes he can make on the world.
Yeah.
He's seen firsthand the power of his platform to drive positive change, and the thought of giving that up might be just as daunting as the thought of losing it all.
So it's not just about him. It's about all these other people
Mm.
and the causes he cares about.
Right.
It's almost like he's trapped by his own success.
It's a complex situation, and it's important to remember that we're not here to judge his choices.
Of course.
We're trying to understand the factors someone in his position might be grappling with.
Right. It definitely makes you think about what true success really means.
It does, and it's worth noting that there are other paths to achieving greatness without sacrificing happiness.
Okay.
Think of people like J.R.R. Tolkien or C.S. Lewis.
You mean they achieved incredible things without this whole influencer model of success?
Exactly. They were writers, scholars, and deeply spiritual men who prioritized their families, their faith, and their own creative pursuits.
Interesting.
They found fulfillment in a different way.
So it's like there's this whole spectrum of possibilities out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose between happiness and success.
Right.
Maybe there's a way to have both.
That's what we're exploring here. The MrBeast story is just the starting point for a much bigger conversation about what truly matters in life.
I'm already seeing this whole fame game in a new light.
And that's just the beginning. We're just scratching the surface here.
All right, well, I don't know about you, but my brain is officially buzzing. Let's dig even deeper into all this after a quick word from our sponsors. Okay, so we've established that MrBeast, even with all the success in philanthropy, is wrestling with some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we're peeling back the curtain on this whole influencer world,
Right?
and it's not as glamorous as it seems.
It's like we're getting a glimpse behind the perfectly curated Instagram feed, right?
Totally.
And what's interesting is this isn't just about MrBeast or even just about influencers.
Right.
There are lessons here for all of us.
Yeah, like you were saying before, even if we're not aiming for millions of subscribers,
Yeah.
there's something to learn from his experience. So what are some key takeaways
Sure.
we can apply to our own lives, even if we're not YouTube superstars?
Well, first off, it reinforces that external success, money, fame, influence doesn't automatically translate to happiness.
Yeah.
It's like we hear money can't buy happiness all the time,
Right.
but seeing it play out in someone like MrBeast's life, it really hits home.
He's literally living the dream, Manny Chase. And yet,
Exactly, and that leads to a bigger point. If you're not fundamentally content with who you are and what you have right now,
okay,
achieving more won't magically solve your problems.
it's like chasing that mirage in the desert thinking you're getting closer to water.
Yes.
But it's just an illusion. You keep running, but never actually quench your thirst.
Perfect analogy. And it brings us to another point, balance.
Okay.
MrBeast's work ethic is legendary, but it's clear there's been a cost. Personal time, relationships.
Right.
Maybe even his own well-being. It makes you wonder how sustainable is that level of intensity.
There's got to be a breaking point, right?
Yeah.
No one can keep going at that pace forever without burning out. I mean, even top athletes take breaks and have off seasons.
And that's a question each of us has to answer for ourselves.
Yeah.
What's our capacity, our support system, our priorities? There's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Of course.
But the lesson here is that we all need to find a rhythm that lets us pursue goals without neglecting our own needs.
It's like finding that sweet spot between pushing yourself and knowing when to ease up.
Yeah.
Rest and recovery are just as important as pushing towards your goals.
Exactly. And I think this ties into another important lesson from the MrBeast story, the awareness of trade-offs.
Okay.
Every choice we make there are consequences, both good and bad, aiming for extreme success.
Right.
You're often making extreme sacrifices along the way.
So it's not just about achieving the goal. It's about understanding what it'll truly cost you
Yeah.
and being honest with yourself about whether it's worth it.
Right, because sometimes we get so fixated on the destination that we lose sight of what truly matters along the way.
Yeah.
We forget to enjoy the journey, the small victories, the connections we make.
It's like we get so focused on climbing the ladder of success that we don't stop to ask if it's even leaning against the right wall.
Wow, yeah.
Are we climbing towards something that will truly fulfill us?
That's a powerful image, and it brings up a crucial point. Regular self-reflection. Are we still aligned with our values, passionate about what we're doing, or just going through the motions?
Those are some tough questions to ask ourselves, but honestly, I think they apply to everyone, not just high achievers like MrBeast.
Oh, for sure.
We can all get caught up in the hustle and lose sight of what truly matters.
Absolutely. And I think the MrBeast story highlights something else really important. There are multiple paths to success.
Okay.
He's chosen one that's very specific, very public, very demanding.
Right.
But there are countless other ways to find meaning and fulfillment.
Like we talked about Tolkien and Lewis.
Yeah,
They achieved amazing things, but in a totally different context, more balanced maybe.
exactly. They were driven by their passions, their values, their desire to create and connect with others.
Right.
And they found success on their own terms without sacrificing their well-being in the process.
So it's not just about achieving a certain level of fame or fortune.
Right.
It's about finding a path that resonates with you, your values, your definition of success, your unique way of contributing to the world.
And that's a beautiful thing. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to a meaningful life.
Totally.
It's about embracing our individuality, our strengths, our passions, and forging a path that feels authentically us.
I love that. So we've talked about the importance of internal happiness.
Yeah.
Finding balance, being aware of trade-offs, and recognizing that there are multiple paths to success.
Yeah.
What else can we pull from this MrBeast situation?
All of these tie into a larger theme, the need for conscious decision-making.
Okay.
We're bombarded with messages about what we should want, what we should be striving for.
Right.
The perfect life, the ideal career, the must-have possessions.
It's like we're constantly being sold this idea of the good life.
Yeah.
But whose version of good are we buying into? Is it truly our own, or is it something we've been conditioned to believe?
Exactly. And it's easy to get caught up in that chasing external validation without ever stopping to ask ourselves, what genuinely brings us joy?
Yeah.
What makes our hearts sing?
It's like we're on autopilot, following the crowd instead of charting our own course.
Right.
We need to take back control of the narrative and start writing our own stories.
And that's where the MrBeast story becomes so valuable. It's a wake-up call. A reminder to step back and critically examine our own beliefs and aspirations.
I see.
Are we chasing someone else's dream, or are we pursuing our own?
It's like he's holding up a mirror to society, forcing us to confront some uncomfortable truths about the pursuit of fame and fortune.
Yeah.
It's making me question what I truly value and what kind of life I want to build for myself.
And that's a powerful thing. It's not about judging MrBeast or anyone else.
Of course.
It's about using his story as a springboard for our own self-reflection and growth.
I love that. So we've explored the dark side of internet fame, the pressures, the trade-offs, and the illusions.
Right.
What does this all mean for the average listener like me? What can we actually do with these insights? That's the key question.
Yeah.
It's easy to hear these stories and think, well, that's MrBeast's problem, not mine.
Right.
But the truth is, there are lessons here for all of us, whether we're aspiring influencers or just trying to navigate the complexities of modern life.
It really is a human story, you know.
Okay, so let's get practical.
Hmm.
What's one tangible step we can take to avoid falling into the same traps as MrBeast?
I'd say it all starts with awareness, being mindful of the messages we're constantly bombarded with,
Okay.
from social media advertising, even our own inner critic that tell us we need more to be happy.
It's like we need to develop this inner filter
Right.
that helps us separate the genuine from the hype,
Exactly.
to question those messages that tell us we're not enough, we don't have enough, and we need to keep striving for more.
Yes. And then once we've started to cultivate that awareness, we can begin to consciously define our own values and priorities.
Right.
What truly matters to us, what kind of life do we want to create, what brings us joy and fulfillment.
So it's not just about rejecting the external pressures. It's about actively choosing what we want to replace them with.
Right.
Instead of chasing someone else's definition of success, we get to write our own.
Precisely. And those choices might look different for everyone. For some, it might mean prioritizing family time over career ambitions.
Yeah.
For others, it might be about pursuing a passion project, even if it doesn't have a clear path to financial success. The key is to make those choices intentionally,
Right.
rather than just drifting along with the current.
It's like taking back control of the narrative, writing our own story, instead of letting someone else write it for us.
Yeah,
We become the authors of our own lives.
that's a great way to put it. And it's not a one-time decision either. It's an ongoing process of checking in with ourselves,
Okay.
reassessing our priorities, and making adjustments as needed.
So it's about being adaptable, open to change, and constantly evolving as we learn and grow.
Exactly, because the truth is life is messy and unpredictable. There's no magic formula for happiness or success.
Right.
But by cultivating self-awareness, defining our values, and making conscious choices, we can create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling, even amidst the chaos.
That's really inspiring, and I think it perfectly encapsulates the essence of what we've been exploring today.
Right.
It's not about judging MrBeast or anyone else for their choices. It's about using their stories as a springboard for our own self-reflection and growth.
Well said. And on that note, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question. What does your definition of success look like?
Ooh, good question.
How do you find balance between ambition and well-being?
Yeah.
These are questions worth pondering not just today, but throughout our lives.
Absolutely. It's a conversation worth having with ourselves, with our loved ones, with our communities, and hopefully by engaging in this dialogue, we can all move closer to creating a world where success is defined not just by external achievements, but by the richness of our experiences and the depth of our connections.
Beautifully put, and on that note, we'll leave you to contemplate those big questions until next time. Keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep seeking those nuggets of wisdom that make life truly meaningful.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.